How did a poor, homeless teenager create one of the most iconic luxury brands in the world? Today, Louis Vuitton is valued at nearly $40 billion and recognized globally as a leading symbol of prestige. But it all started remarkably modestly for the man who built this empire out of nothing but drive, talent, and a single good idea. Louis Vuitton was born in 1821 in a remote village in eastern France to a family of farmers and millers who struggled with poverty and hardship. When he was just 13 years old, Vuitton made the difficult decision to run away from home, determined to make his own way in the world. He embarked on a nearly 500-mile journey on foot to Paris, which incredibly took him 3 long years to complete. Along the way, he performed odd jobs and learned skills that prepared him for the innovative career destined to change fashion and travel. Upon arriving in Paris as a poor 16-year-old, Vuitton was taken on as an apprentice by Monsieur Maréchal, a prominent boxmaker and packer working out of his shop on Rue Saint-Honoré. Here, the creative Vuitton learned specialized techniques for working with wood, metal, and fabrics, skills he would one day transform into an entirely new product category. During this era, carriage travel among the wealthy in Paris was growing exponentially. But the leather trunks available were totally ill-suited for practical travel needs. They were not waterproof, would deform under weight, and lack stability when stacked. Sensing a need in the market, a lightning bolt struck the observant young Vuitton. Why not make stackable waterproof luggage using coated canvas instead of pure leather? In 1854, the ambitious 33-year-old borrowed some startup funds and opened his own workshop on Rue Neuve des Capucines in Paris. His flat-topped, custom-made canvas trunks were an immediate hit with the Parisian elite and those bound for overseas adventures. Wealthy patrons appreciated the discreet canvas exteriors that didn't flaunt riches and made theft less likely. Louis Vuitton's reputation for innovation was born seemingly overnight. By 1870, as his influence grew substantially, disaster struck when Vuitton was forced to flee his first workshop in central Paris during the onset of the Franco-Prussian War. Rather than allow this setback to ruin his dreams, he cleverly used the opportunity just 2 years later to establish a much larger factory and shop along the more upmarket Rue Scribe. This strategic new base in an elite area cemented Louis Vuitton as the luggage supplier of choice as travel regained momentum in the post-war years among French royalty and the seriously moneyed. Vuitton unleashed upon the world his now legendary beige Trianon canvas dotted with impartial quatrefoils and flower motifs in 1872. This patented diamond and oval pattern was revolutionary in both form and function. Totally waterproof, lightweight, and airtight, allowing odors to be kept out. Vuitton added his iconic beige stripes in 1876, completing the overall design, which still causes heads to turn today. Ever the inventor, Vuitton struck again in 1896 when he released the first ever stackable flat trunk with Trianon canvas and an ingenious tumbler lock system. This was a game changer for ease and security in luggage, paving the way for modern traveling convenience most take for granted today. Vuitton's trunks with unpickable locks allowed the elite to transport worldly treasures around the globe, protected from thieves and the elements alike. The company Louis Vuitton knew no bounds in the early 20th century, expanding to create all manner of leather handbags, wallets, accessories, and custom luxury goods coveted by society's most elite circles. Like most companies, however, Louis Vuitton endured trying times during World War II when shortages and rationing made production extremely difficult. But the esteemed brand emerged intact, avoiding controversy from alleged indirect factory supplies to German soldiers during occupation. By 1977, Louis Vuitton was passed to the hands of his great-grandson, Henri Racamier, who initiated global expansion into key markets like Japan and the United States. Just 7 years later, however, nearly 130 years of family ownership ended abruptly when aggressive tycoon Bernard Arnault staged a hostile takeover of the company. But ultimately, Arnault is credited over time with revitalizing the brand to even greater heights through bold collaborations, breakthrough technology, and product versatility without losing core DNA. Here is an expanded 531-word version. Today, Louis Vuitton has soared to an astronomical valuation of nearly $40 billion. It boasts over 400 company-owned stores and even more partner locations around the globe. This empire, forged from humble beginnings in remote rural France, now has a presence in almost every cosmopolitan city worldwide. The impeccable Louis Vuitton brand carries immense prestige yet also manages to stay relevant with younger generations. It accomplishes this difficult balance through technology innovations like RFID chips to prevent counterfeiting in a ruthless fake luxury goods market. Additionally, Louis Vuitton's buzz stays fresh thanks to special edition artist collaborations with cult streetwear favorites like Supreme and Takashi Murakami. These unlikely partnerships marked a bold new chapter, amplifying LV's cultural influence exponentially beyond travel wares to avant-garde high fashion. Nearly 2 centuries from its founding in 1854, Louis Vuitton is still setting trends today thanks to staying rooted in the creative spirit of its audacious first founder. Some say inspiration dawns, but once for visionaries who radically reshape industries. If so, current Louis Vuitton executives can feel gratitude their progenitor got it gloriously right. His template still serves them well. Young Louis Vuitton's rags to riches story is one of incredible tenacity, seizing opportunity against hardship, and ultimately honoring an uncompromising personal vision birthed in boyhood. Much has been made of the brave 13-year-old runaway who walked hundreds of miles solo with scarcely a franc before making a name for himself on Paris's bustling, rain-slicked streets. It captures the romance of overcoming odds by refusing to surrender to fate's circumstances. Yet Louis Vuitton's journey serves as far more than a tribute to ephemeral luck or timing. His legacy attests that even seismic success takes years of small failures, lessons, and course correcting to reach full triumphant form on such an epic scale. Disruption of this magnitude rarely occurs overnight, contrary to entrepreneurial fables. What Vuitton engineered amounts to no less than a philosophical blueprint for lifestyle elevation that still reigns supreme today. Any person of reasonable faculties, yet burning with commitment to better their situation through development of an exceptional skill or service, can look to Vuitton's empire as shining inspiration. Millions have. He was decidedly a pioneer who made the wider world far more accessible to those seeking material and social progress, even transcending his own humble upbringing dramatically. Louis Vuitton came to intuitively understand that innovation knows no class boundaries if utility delivers. Market viability rides not on pedigree but on solving problems no one yet conceived. And that brings us to the end of this incredible rags to riches story of Louis Vuitton. I hope you enjoyed learning about how a penniless runaway built one of the most iconic luxury brands in the world through sheer grit and visionary innovation. If stories of beating the odds through passion and determination inspire you as much as me, please subscribe to Infinite Lux.